Hello everybody, this is Mateo, and we are continuing up Hoo Hoo Mountain in order to get a Hoo Hoo block to help the hammer crafters. I was trying to put in Hoo Hoo one more time, but it just didn't work out. Also, in hindsight, I wish I hadn't wasted my time hitting all those blocks, because it honestly does take forever. And also, Luigi's high jump can actually jump up 3 blocks rather than the usual 1 that what are apparently Jump Kings can do. Also, we're going to want to put out this guy, because once again, that is the gimmick here. And there is also one on the next screen, however we need to clear out the enemies before we do so, just because I want to clear them all out, and because if you hit them, then Mario will spit out all of his water, which is rather bad. So let's go ahead and beat these guys really quickly. And there's another circle in the ground. We'll get into that later. How later? Not very later, however, not for a little bit. So, oh well, just forget about those. In fact, don't even bother with them. Honestly, I don't know why they put them this early in the game, because unless you just memorize them and go back there eventually, you won't get them. And they really aren't that great of an item. I mean, they don't help as much. They just provide little cameos, which are pretty cool. I'll show some of those later. But either way, we can now use both these hurricanes to get over here, and you remember this area? Well, we're finally going to it from the other side, and we finally activated that fountain. Which means that we can put out that statue over there, and continue on with this mountain. You know, you have to wonder, who built this mountain like this, other than the game creators? I mean, like, in the game, by game logic and lore and whatever, who actually built this mountain? Who put these faces here, and who put the cactus things that helped make them go? Also, we're using the spin jump a whole lot more than the high jump. Oh well, we have some items up here, including a 1-up and a bunch of coins. Again, wasting a bit of time collecting those, but oh well. And honestly, you really don't have to ever go out of your way to grab coins. You'll have enough. Okay, so now here we have Hoo Hoo Rose. Okay, well, this path wasn't very cruel at all to begin with, so... Now, when you talk to him, you want to make sure that you have Mario ready on the spin jump, also have him behind, otherwise you'll waste time on this minigame to collect all these spheres. And would you believe me when I said that I actually failed this twice? It just seemed like every single time the orb was as far away as it could possibly be. I think we need to get 15 in 30 seconds, or 10. Well, we're about to find out. Yep, it's 10, okay. But they just appeared as far away as possible, and I didn't fall at all. If you fall, you fail. So it was just really annoying, because it was actually impossible, because I was going as fast as I possibly could. Either way, Hoo Hoo Rose then becomes our next boss, because he's angry that we beat his first challenge. To start off the boss fight, you're going to want to destroy the pillar that he is not under. The reason being is because when you do destroy the pillar that he is under, he's going to go to the other one, and if that's already gone, he'll get angry and you can hit him. And he'll make the other platforms show up, but we'll get rid of that soon enough. Probably with Luigi's turn, because he is generally weaker in power. And the pillars only have 2 HP, so you can beat him with a single jump attack. And I did not mean to use the bounce bros on the pillar. That was a waste. Oh well, this boss really isn't that difficult. You have a save point right outside of him. And speaking of the save point, something that I actually didn't realize until much later on when I played this game, is that the save points are actually books. I just thought that they were random blue blocks, but no, they're actually a blue book. I thought that was rather interesting. Most of you probably already knew that already, and I'm just dumb and don't notice things, but oh well. We're running out of BP on Mario at least. For some reason, Luigi has a lot more. Then again, he has been prone to getting better amounts. Oh well, so apparently both pillars are back up, mainly because I thought I would be able to beat this guy by this time. I usually am able to, but apparently not, because my stats suck, because I suck at the slot reels, even though I used to know the timing of it. Honestly, it's been, maybe like, either a year and a half, or no, it's been almost a year. No, not even. It's been a year and a couple months since I last played this game. And that last play of this game, once again getting a 1 of course, was when I knew how to get the stat bonuses really high. But whatever, I eventually figured it out and at least get 3s. So, oh well. But now that we finally beat him both in his minigame and in his battle, we can move on with this mountain and continue on with this oh so very cruel path and sarcasm. However, we will still continue on to get that hoo-hoo block, otherwise we can't continue with the game. So just grabbing a couple items here. I think there was a honey syrup, just a syrup, and a mushroom. Syrup heals BP, and mushrooms heal HP. So that's basically that. And apparently we have a new enemy. Indeed we do. Rex. This is a reference to Super Mario World, and maybe some other game, but Super Mario World is where they first showed up, and basically when you jump on them, they will become smaller. And you can't dodge their attack if they're the largest size. If they're the middle size, it's difficult but still possible to dodge their attack. And of course I get a 3 with Luigi. He now has almost the same amount of power as Mario, which he usually has less. And when the Rexes are on the smallest size, they're rather easy to dodge and counterattack even. So that's basically how the Rex works. Just jump on it. You want to attack it first just because of that, and if there are 2 of them, have Mario attack one of them the first turn and have Luigi attack the other one the first turn, because then you at least have a possibility of dodging them. It honestly isn't that hard, it's just more difficult than them being the smallest. However, it is impossible, or at least very, very, very unlikely, if they are at the largest size. And that's pretty much the whole minute on the Rex. Did I really spend? No, I'm pretty sure I didn't spend an entire minute talking about the Rex. And somebody will tell me you spent 58 seconds talking about the Rex, and I'll just be like, oh, that's sort of a minute, and I missed my spin jump, so now I have to make you watch me do it again. But, yeah. Not very many real difficult puzzles. We have a question block over here, which has a syrup. Again, heals BP, although I never use them, like, ever, because you get fully healed after a boss fight. And a boss fight is really the only time that I use syrups. And I actually changed something for this run just to make the battles go by faster because I was kind of recording. And then I actually started using bros moves during battles, and I never did that before. Okay, I have a memory coming up. However, it's not necessarily here. However, we are getting to it. One thing that you can do with those moving tornadoes, as I just showed, is go back into them continuously. And you won't stop spinning, and you can just spin forever, because, you know, don't stop spinning, don't stop spinning, 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 spinning. Okay, this is not the part that I got stuck at either. However, randomly teleporting enemy and tornado. That was me quitting the recording again so I could start a new one before the file broke. You're going to be seeing that quite a bit. You can read that sign if you want to. And, most of them will happen at save points, however, sometimes otherwise. And yay, I just randomly fell off. That is awesome. Let's go ahead and do this again. However, this is the part that I got stuck at, because I had no clue you could move into the tornado multiple times, so I was trying to time it perfectly as to where I got the tornado into the middle, which is off screen, by the way, so that I could get into the other tornado. And I was able to do it, I think. Pretty sure. It just took me forever. And then there are some hidden stairs over here. A rather jerk move, in my opinion, because you can barely see them, especially if you don't know where they are. You can look in that telescope if you want to see where some later areas are if you want. And here's our hoo-hoo block. And a pterodactyl. But it's not an aerodactyl. So it's not as cool. Yeah, okay. There are hoo-hoo blocks all over the place, and that's the smallest one. I just want this one so I can make a hammer. But yeah, on that tornado thing like a minute ago, I was stuck on that forever, and I was playing it for like an hour while I was waiting for the dentist one day, and that's actually where I got to this point. So, I apparently did eventually get it, but there was just so much rage. I was literally raging in the dentist's office because of this tornado thing. And then again, I was like 10 or so, but still. And apparently the pterodactyl hatched a T-Rex. And we lost the hoo-hoo block. Well, that's just great. We went up... Oh, wait. No, that's the Hammer Bros. The Hammer Maker Brothers. I don't want to say Hammer Bros because they're the... Well, that brings up bad memories. So I'm just going to say the Hammer Making Brothers. And now we're going to fight a baby dragon, which has already grown out a goatee. Yay, child abuse? Question mark? Sarcasm? I don't know. So yeah, this boss. He works a lot like the Rex that I mentioned earlier, in which he will get shorter. However, which he just did. However, instead of charging you, he will just shoot blocks out. So when he's taller, he will just shoot them at a higher height and it will be more difficult to dodge. And they might also be at a faster speed. Maybe. However, this guy also does have some other tricks up his sleeve. Which I will get into in a second. Oh, and we're going to get into it now. He will vomit up a cushion type thing that he will stand on and be really close and give you a lot less time to react for the shots. See? Now we're getting hurt. And whenever his head is pointing upwards, he's aiming for Mario. Whenever it's aiming normally, he's aiming for Luigi. You can destroy the cushion. It has like 4 HP. But why bother when you could just beat him rather quickly, and then your HP gets refilled anyways. And you get a level up! So let's see if I can actually get a good roll on power this time. Nope! Mario still has 30 power. And Luigi... he has 29 power. So no matter what I roll, he's going to have power equal to Mario. And he has 2 higher, and he got the highest possible amount for power at this point. That's fantastic. Luigi has more power than Mario. That's never supposed to happen. I mean, the base stats have Luigi being more defensive and more HP, while Mario's more speedy and more power. And yet, Luigi's beating Mario on power. That's how poor my brothers are at this point. They're honestly rather bad, and I'm just getting incredibly lucky with the stat rolls. It's not making the game that much harder, it's just making things take a little bit longer. I mean, no, I beat the T-Rex. What was that even called? Hoo-Hoonadon? No. Darn it, I forget. The green T-Rex guy, who's really Prince Peaslee. I didn't even mention that. Stuff's happening, and, you know, just whatever. And now we need to visit Queen Bean. Okay, so we have to go to Bean Bean Castle, and he gives us a rose. Because he's apparently a James impersonator from Pokemon. And the Brothers Flash. Apparently, Prince Peaslee's shiny hair is too much for the brothers, that it causes them to flash out of existence for milliseconds. And indeed, may we meet again, perhaps, hopefully, maybe, perhaps. And Blablonodon returns home to Hoo Hoo Mountain, and he gives us a ride down so we can go and get our hammers. And we can continue on with the game and chase after Fawful. I almost forgot why we were getting the hammers. Anyways, for whatever reason, the hammer fell over and landed in their chimney, which is actually really helpful that it just happened to do that. And now they are able to pound on the rock block thing and somehow create 2 hammers. And apparently they got wood from somewhere as well, even though there was no wood in sight. And honestly, that looks nothing like the color of what the original block was. I mean, shouldn't these hammers be like a purplish? Unless, of course, that's just a coating, and then there's like iron inside of it or something. Or some strong metal. Our hammers are made out of aluminum. That's the idea. Either way, we can now press R to go to our hammers instead of jump, so we can smash rocks in the front. You can also use the hammers in the back by hitting L twice from jump. And you can hit your brother and they'll get angry. So, well, for now at least, maybe. Well, we got a jumping move from General Starshade. So maybe we'll get a bros move for the hammers, maybe. Why is their floor broken over there? You'd think being Hammer Brothers, they'd be able to fix it. Oh well. So now we can head on down over there and go chase after Fawful and break this thing. You know, although it doesn't look like the regular rocks that you can break, it still falls apart rather easily. And there's another X, and yet we still can't get those. And it's not like we can pound on the ground or anything to get them. Let's go ahead and open this, and nut. That'll heal both brothers for about 20 HP, I believe. Guys, I think this is exactly 20. So let's just go over here and beat all these rocks. And I feel like I should mention, now that we have so many commands, if you press L and R at the exact same time, both brothers will just go to jump automatically. Like, it'll basically just go back to the beginning, so it makes scrolling a whole lot easier, and I'm going to be doing that a lot. And we can break through this rock, too. And now we're going to waste some time, and we're coming up on the end of this episode. There's a save block right there. You can see its shadow in the top right. So that's pretty much it for this episode. In the next part, we'll chase after Fawful and maybe catch him. Oh wait, there's another waterfall area. So we need items. I completely forgot about this, and I don't know where that goes, and I don't want to try it because it seems like too high a height for me to get back from. Anyways, now we're ending this for real. See you next time. Bye.